and let's call it a message board app, like so. Hit enter. This will generate and initialize the race application for us. And so right in the beginning we will also add the device, so that we are left off with an app that has already authentication implemented, because that's more or less probably one of the most important features when it comes to a message board. You want to have users that can authenticate, sign in, sign up, whatsoever, and create new topics. So here we can simply say no, cd message board app, and I have to type this here correctly. So then we need to add the device. So let's open up Atom. Okay, so here inside the GAMP file, let's simply add a device, like so. Save the file. Let's go back to the console, bundle install. And once we have done this, we also need to install a device. And we do this by simply typing race g device install, like so. Hit enter. And so after race is installed, device is installed, we have to add a few things to our app in order to make the device work. So let's open up here the development RB file, and let's simply copy this here, what we got back as a response once the device was installed. So let's paste it inside development RB, and then we also need to get here the classes and go to application.html, like so, and simply paste it in. So these classes here are actually just response classes. So for example, when a user signs in, we get the notification that the user was signed in successfully. So this is something device needs, and so you also get some kind of response back so that you know that the user was signed in successfully. So the next thing we need to do is to create our model. So you raise g device and then the name of the model. So that's in almost all cases user, and then we can simply say raise db migrate. So there we are left off with an authentication system. So if I type in now raise as and go to localhost users sign up, like so, we should be able to see the device form, users sign up. There we go. And now we can sign up a new user, so test@test.com with some simple password. Click on sign up, and this will take us to the template back, because we currently don't have another root file. So let's start creating our model. So a user needs the ability to create topics in the message board. So I think that's the first thing we want to do, and I will use scaffold. So if you never heard of scaffold, it will initialize and generate a full CRUD app with just one single comment. So normally if you are new to Rails, make sure to learn how to do it on your own. This way you will understand what's going on. But once you have understood what's going on, you can oftentimes use scaffold to prototype your application. So I have other tutorials on my channel where I explain how to set up Rails on your own without scaffold. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check out the other tutorials as well. So let's get started here. Rails g scaffold, and then the name of the model, and let's call it topics. And very important to UCD is plural. And then we need to add title. A topic has a title and a content, which is a text. And then we also need to add the user references. So what this does, it will create a reference to our existing user model, and therefore we will have a connection. So a topic has many users and a user has a topic. So let's click enter. And when I go here now to db migrate, you see we have here a table called topics with a title, which is a string, a content, which is a text, and a user references. So if I type in now race db migrate and go to the race console by typing race c, we can then say u equals user last, and this will give us back the last registered user, which is test.com, which is currently the only user we have inside our application. And now I can say u.topics, and we see we get an undefined method. The reason for that is because we have to go to our app, models, and then user IB, and add here has many topics, like so. And inside topic we already have belongs to user, so this was generated when we run user references. So let's exit the console and start again. So Race will recognize the changes we made. We can now say user equals to user.last and then user topics, and now we get an active record association which is currently empty. But that means Race knows, okay, a user can have many topics. And with that we can actually create our first topic. So because we have stored the variable u to user last, we can say actually we can use topic dot create, and when I hit enter, you see we get a rollback transaction. The reason for that is because everything was nil and it cannot be nil. So I just did that so that you can see what we can actually add to our topic table. So we have an ID that will be generated by Race automatically, the title, the content, and the user ID, and then he created add and update at timestamps. So we can now say topic.create, and then the title, for example, is Race awesome. And then we can add a content, I've heard Race is awesome. And then we also can and need to add the user ID, and we can simply say u.id. The reason why we can say u.id is because we have added or created the variable u, and this equals to user.last. And so if I hit now enter, you see we have our first topic with the ID of 1, the title and the content, and also the user ID of 1. And so if I type in now u.topics, you will see that we have now an association record with the first topic. And the reason for that is because we set user ID set to 1. And the user ID of our current user is 1. So that is why this is working. So let's exit now the console and start the server. And if we go now to Race, localhost 3000 topics, we should actually see our first topic already here. There we go. So we also get here the message, welcome, you have signed up successfully. And we get here the title, the content, and the user. And so this was all set up by Scaffold. So we have a full working application basically where we can edit stuff and go back and whatsoever. So the first thing I want to do is to change this here so that we are displaying the email of the current user. So let's go back here to item. And let's close here everything. And now let's go here to views, topics, and then the index.html file. And here we have topic.user, so let's try to type in .email, and now we should actually get back the email. There we go. And inside show we need to do this as well, so let's go to show, and here let's also add .email. And now we should get back the current email of the user. There we go. Right, so this is working, and we can do this here as well. However, there's one problem. So if I try to add here new content and click on create topic, we get user must exist. But that's not something we want. We don't want the user to have set up the user ID on their own, but to have it assigned automatically in the background. So to do this, let's go here to form, and inside form we can remove here this completely, and instead we say form dot hidden field, like so, and then the user ID, and then we get the value and assign the current user ID. So current user is coming from device, and it's a global variable that we can use everywhere, and so this will give back the current user ID. So if I refresh this, we should now be able to create a new topic, and we no longer see the user ID. And if I type in here something and click on create topic, you see we create just a new topic with our ID assigned to it. So this is working in the background. Again, you could actually display this by, instead of saying hidden field, you could say a text field. And if we go back and create a new topic one more time, you see we have now here automatically added the ID of 1, but that's again something you don't really want to display, so let's undo this. That's why I'm using hidden field, but just in case you are wondering how this works or want to confirm that this is working. Alright, The next thing we need to do is to add comments so that users can discuss a topic, right? So for this, I will not use a scaffold, but instead create this on our own. So the first thing we need to do is to create a model, so raise G model, and call it comment, and important, use the singular. And then we need content, which is, we'd say a text, and then a user references, because a comment belongs to a user, and a user can have many comments. And then also we need a topic references. The reason for that is because a topic can have many comments. So many people might talk about a specific topic, and that's why we also need to add the reference here. So if I click on enter and go one more time here to db migrate, you see we have inside create comments, the comments and the text, the content, which is a text, and the user reference and the topic reference. So we can now say raise db migrate to make this accessible for our database. And now let's create also here the controllers, raise G controller, and then comments. And again, important to use here the plural instead of the singular. And then we need, I think, new and show. We can change this later on if we don't really need that. And now let's go here to topics, show. And so on each topic we want to show, like for example an H3 with comment, and here we can display the form. So form 4, and now we want to get the topic ID and create a new comment. Now we can say do, and then assign here a variable f for the form, and then end this. Now the next thing we need to do in order to make this work is to create a nested comment. The reason for that is because for each comment we have a specific topic where the comment knows, okay, it belongs to this topic. So the best way to do this is to open up browse.rb, and here we can say resources topics, like we already have, do, then resources comments only for create, think show, and destroy. Then make sure to add here the end tag. So if we go, we can remove here the get paths, by the way. And so if I type in now raise routes, you see that we have now 3 paths that need the topic. So topic, comments, and topic comment. And so for example, topic comment needs a topic ID, the comments path, and then the ID of the comment. So I think this is will work fine. So now we can go back again to the show page of the topic, and here we can simply say f text area and then comment, like so. And now when I go back to the app and refresh this, and of course make sure the server is running, we should now able to see the comment form. Actually, I call it content, so content, and now we should be able to see the form. There we go, and the H3 tag, and now we also need a button. So let's add here a simple F submit, like so, and refresh the app. There we go. Now if I type here something, we get an error because Race has no idea what create means. So let's go to the controllers, comments controller, and here let's add a new method called create, like so. And here we say add topic equals to topic, find params, and then topic ID. And again, this is coming because we have here a nested route with the topic ID of 1. And then we can say as comment equals to add topic comments create. And then we need to add comments params. So again, if you are not sure about params, I made a tutorial in my previous tutorials. I was explaining what the comment params, or what params actually are. It's actually a whitelist where you can specify what a user can upload to your application or whatnot. So here we need to say params require comment, and then permit, and we want to permit the content, the topic ID, and also the user ID. Now the last thing we need to do is to add the user ID. So inside show, we need to add here another f hidden field and say user ID value as the current user ID. Okay, so if I save that and go back to topics and type in yes it is and click on create comment, you see nothing will really happen. So the reason for that is because I forgot to add here inside models, we have to add the association has many comments. And inside user ID, we also have to add has many comments. And inside comment, we don't have to do anything because this was added automatically by Race. So now when I go back and click on create comment one more time and go to the console, we get no template found for comments controller create. So here we have to make a redirection. So add comment, or actually an if statement, add comment, save. So if that's the case, redirect to root path, and if something went wrong, simply render the new form. And of course we have to go to routes RB and set here the root to topics route index. And now when I type in localhost 3000, we should no longer get the standard template from Race, but instead our topics page. And now when I click here on a topic, add here a comment, click on create comment, you see it takes us back to the topics index path. And so when I shut down the server, type in race C and say comment.last, you see we have now finally a comment with the user ID of 1 and the topic ID of 2. And I could say also t equals to topic dot last and then t dot comment, and we should get back the comment. So the next thing is to add here to render the comments. So inside here, inside topics, or actually inside, let's close here everything by the way, there we go. And so inside comments we can actually say underscore comments .html.erb, and here we can say comment content like so. And now inside show we should be able to say render comments, and then collection we should be able to say topic. Let's see what we get. Of course, let's exit the console and start the server again. Do I have to add your comments instead? Let's see. What if I just say content? Let me quickly rename this here to comment, like so. Let's change this here as well. Okay, I think we have to call this comments and then go instead to the topics controller, show, and say add comments equals to like so. I have to add, yeah. Let's do this way. So add topic equals to topic dot find params ID, and then we can say add comments equals to add topic comments. So, and then inside comment I said comment.content. And so finally it's working. So if I add here another content, again, this is working. We get here the comments. So let's make this here nicer. Let's add here. So here we can say, for example, P. Let's create a div instead. And here, first off, let's add, for example, the name of the user that commented. So simply say comments dot user email, and then we can also add here a paragraph. So comments dot content, and we should be left off with something that looks much more nicer. Now we also could here add, for example, a small, and then comments created at. There we go. And yeah, if I go now back and click on the other topic, you see we don't really have a comment currently. So if I type here something in, we get a comment. The next thing I want to do, or there's one thing I would like to do, and that is to add here inside topics controller, actually inside comments controller, a redirect to add topic, so to the current topic we are commenting on. There we go. Alright, so I think we are finished with the lesson. I think we are finished so far. So again, we could also add here, for example, a nav bar. So again, if you want to learn how to do this, I have more tutorials on my channel where I talk more about the standard stuff. But for now, we are more or less finished. We have the ability to sign up a new user, create new topics with a content that are associated with a user. And we can create comments and talk about the topic with other users. So the only thing that I actually want to do is to go here back quickly. Let's go here to index.html, and let's create here a link to sign in, new user session path. So, and then link to sign up, new user registration path, and then also link to sign out, and then simply destroy user session path method delete. So if I go now to index, see we get now the links, and let's wrap these up in a div, like so. And now let's add a logic so that we only see sign in, sign up when we are not signed in, and sign out when we are signed in. So here we can simply say if user signed in, and again this is coming from device, we only want to show the sign out link, like so. And if not, we make an else statement, and then we want to display only these links here. And of course let's add an end tag And let's make this nicer. There we go. And now when I refresh the app, actually I have to add here an if statement. So if user signed in. There we go. And now we only see sign out because we already signed in. So if I sign out and sign up another user, and let's say test2 with password, we can click on sign up. There we go. And now I can click here on this topic and type in "this is awesome" and click on create comment, and we see "this is awesome" from test2@test.com. And we could also create a new topic. Is Django good? Create topic, and you see we have now a new topic from the second user with no comments currently, so I don't know. Click on create comment, and we get the new comment. Alright, so that will be it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, if you have questions, feel free to use the comment section. If you want to see more Ray stuff, if you want to see more backend stuff, more front-end stuff, again, let me know so I can plan the future tutorials. It seems like the React tutorials and the Vue tutorials are really popular compared to Rails, but again, oftentimes you can do stuff inside Rails, inside Django, and don't really need a modern front-end stack. As you can see, it works just fine. It solves the problem. The UI is not something we should be proud of, but you know, you can do a lot of things, and you could later on also write an API if you really need something for front end. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you maybe next time.